Honestly, when Cowork dropped, I didn't know what to do with it. And all of this AI stuff is literally my job to learn. Claude Chat already writes content, builds spreadsheet, creates documents. So what am I supposed to do with Cowork that I can't already do with Claude Chat? That's exactly what I'm going to answer in this video. Because if you're a solo business owner spending hours every week researching, writing, and posting content, this is going to change the way you get all of that done. I'm going to show you exactly what I set up to save you so much time, step by step, and how you can make it work for you while you sleep. Before we jump in, there's one thing you need to understand about Cowork. Otherwise, you'll use it exactly like Claude Chat and wonder what the point is. One of the biggest differences between Claude Chat and Claude Cowork is the file upload limit difference. So when you go into chat and you add files or photos, with Claude Chat, you get 30 megabytes and 20 files per conversation. You can add more files to a project, but you're still hitting those limits for the files you can upload. With Claude Cowork, it doesn't have a hard upload cap because it's accessing files from your computer instead, which creates so many more possibilities from Claude Cowork itself. Claude Chat is your thinker. You brainstorm with it, you write with it, you ask questions, and it creates documents for you. Everything happens inside the chat window. Cowork is your doer. You give it a task and it actually does it. It can analyze and organize files on your computer. It can connect with your tools like Google Drive and Notion. And it's not stuck in the conversation. It goes out and actually gets things done. And the big one, you can give it a task, walk away, and come back to finished work. You can even schedule tasks that run on repeat without you needing to be there at all. So chat thinks and Cowork does. Let me show you how it works. The first workflow I want to show you is one that completely changed how I start my week. If you're anything like me, you spend hours trying to figure out what to actually talk about in your next video. Now imagine sitting down and the research is already done for you. There's a brief waiting, loaded with ideas, and you just pick one and start creating. Check this out in Cowork. Open Claude Desktop and switch to the Cowork tab. You will need to install the Claude Desktop app in order to use Cowork. Click plus new task in the upper left-hand corner. Select a folder here for Cowork to work in, and you will need to allow it to change the files. Then type in your research prompt. I'm telling Cowork exactly what I want researched that's useful to me, which is trending topics in the AI space that other creators are covering on YouTube, threads, and questions that people are asking on Reddit, as well as any new stats or data worth referencing. But I'm also asking it to find gaps, so topics where there's audience demand but not many creators are covering them yet. And I don't just want it as a list of topics, I want it formatted as a proper brief with video ideas, suggested hooks, and source links I can quickly click on, and a stats table that I can pull from when I'm scripting. And I also want it saved as a document in my folder ready to go. A detailed prompt makes it easier for Cowork to do the job well. Then select Let's Go, and it will start to get to work. You'll see the steps in the progress section here, and you can ask it questions or make changes to the steps here if you want. Once Claude has completed the task, I can see the research brief and it looks pretty amazing. I've got my top 10 trending topics for the week, and I can see the video ideas that it's suggested, as well as the key data points and the stats and the content gaps and unexplored angles. Of course, you can prompt Claude to make changes to the report or the brief until you're happy with it. Now, I'm going to type /schedule, and Claude is going to walk me through a few questions so that we can set this up as a recurring task. And when I go to the scheduled section here on the sidebar, I can see all of my scheduled tasks, and this is the one that Claude just created for me. So when I open it, I can see the details of the task, and I can make changes by clicking on the little pencil here as well. I can change the description of it. I can change the prompt here. Importantly, I can change the frequency of when this task will run. So whether it's weekly, daily, hourly, I can set the time that it will run and also the day that it will run as well. When you select more options, you can choose the model that it uses as well as change the folder to work in as well. From that scheduled task, you can also see the history of when the task has run in the past and go to that particular output. And then that's it. Every Monday at 9 a.m., a fresh research brief lands in my folder, and I never have to start my week wondering what to make a video about. I sit at my computer and the ideas are already there. And if you want easy to follow content like this landing in your inbox every week, I send out a weekly newsletter with AI workflows you can use straight away. Sign up using the QR code or the link in the description. So a research brief is just the starting point. What we need next is a script. And this is where Cowork projects really change everything. When you need to create short form content, whether that's YouTube Shorts, Reels, or TikToks, one of the hardest parts is figuring out the angle, the hook, and how you actually deliver it. You spend so much time going back and forth trying to find something that will land. But what if instead of struggling with which concept will work, you could actually see 3 different scripts on the same topic, each one built on a proven framework. You just pick the one that feels right. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have proven frameworks to script with. That's fine, because I'm going to show you how to create your own so you can then use them in Cowork. And Claude Chat is going to create them for us. Open Claude Chat in your browser or in the desktop app, and then add your prompt. I'm asking Claude to create 10 short form video script framework, not generic ones, the kind of structures that top creators actually use to go viral. I need them to be under 60 seconds and they need to be different from each other as well. And then I let Claude generate the response. So now I've got 10 frameworks I can pull from for my short form videos. Each one is different and has a different hook and approach. And when I look at the detail in one of the files, I can see why it works and also examples of how the script comes to life. You'll want to download all of the frameworks and save them to a folder on your computer. And now let's build the Cowork project that will use these frameworks that we just created. Back in Cowork, we want to select projects, which is in the sidebar here. And then we want to select new project. So here we want to select start from scratch. Name the project. I'm calling it short form scripts. In the instructions field, paste your project instructions. So I'm telling the project its roles. So in this case, it's a short form video script writer. I'm telling it my audience, the age, what kind of content they respond to. I'm setting the tone and voice so it writes and sounds like me and not a robot. Ironic, I know. And I'm telling it about the frameworks that I'm about to load in. Now in the add files section, you can drag the framework documents that you just created in Claude Chat here. And if you've got short form videos that perform well in the past, you can throw those scripts in here too. That gives the project real examples of what has worked for your audience, but these will work without it. The frameworks alone are enough for it to get started. You'll need to choose a folder for Cowork to work in. And here's a tip. You want to choose the same folder that you specified that your research brief would be saved to, because it's going to need to go and find information from the research brief in order to build out the scripts for you. And then click create and let Cowork build the project. Open the project. If you just created it, it will automatically open this for you. And now you can start a new task and type in your prompt. In this prompt, I'm giving it a topic from my research brief, which is Gemma. And I'm asking it to look at all the 10 frameworks I loaded in the project and pick 3 that are the best fit for this particular topic. Then I want 3 scripts, and I also want it to tell me which script it thinks is the strongest. And then I let it go and let Cowork run. And after it's run, I can see the file, so it's generated the script based on the framework for me for that topic that I asked it to. And it's also given me on the right here recommendations of the 3 scripts, which one that it thinks is the best and why. So now each week after I've reviewed the research brief, I can then go to this Cowork project to get my 3 scripts and just prompt it from here because it's already loaded with all of the frameworks. And instead of staring at a blank page trying to figure out what to say for this particular topic, I can see which one that Claude has recommended or just pick the one that I like the most. And then I'll do a final edit and make sure that it sounds like me, and then I can record it. Now each week after I've reviewed the research brief, I can then easily use this Cowork project to get my 3 scripts done, plus a recommendation on which one I should use. Instead of staring at a blank page trying to figure out what to say, I can just pick the script that I like most and do a final edit to make sure it sounds like me, and then I can record it. And once you understand how projects work, You can set one up for anything. I've got another one that takes a finished video script and rewrites it into captions for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all in one go. Same setup, same idea. You just build it once and it's there whenever you need it. If you're finding this useful, make sure you subscribe. I put out videos like this showing you how to use AI to get more done without the overwhelm. So let's look at what we just built. A research brief that runs every Monday at 9 a.m. automatically. A script project loaded with proven frameworks to create script options for me to choose from. And that's your entire pipeline remastered with Cowork. And this is just the tip of the iceberg with Cowork, so you can try it out and get it working for you. If you want to learn other Claude and Cowork workflows, check out my Claude playlist. I show you step by step how to get more done with Claude in simple steps that anyone can follow.